Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. So bears following through from the weakness yesterday. Another day where we saw consistent, all of our major sectors, QQQ, XLF, XLV, hitting the lows of the day at the same time. When that flashes in our brains and we see that happen, we say, I'm going to short the next 15-minute lower high that I see. And we know, don't be too aggressive looking bullish. The bears have complete control. So we have this rising wedge on the daily time frame for the S&P 500. That has broken bear. We have lost the daily uptrend on the S&P 500. So weekly consolidation is now underway. Next thing that we need to see, there's two things I'm looking at. So next time we bounce, do we confirm a daily downtrend? At this point in time, are we in a daily uptrend? Nope, we lost the higher lows. Are we in a daily downtrend? No, we have not confirmed a lower high and lower low. We're in an undefined range as far as a trend at the moment. So bears, to have confidence in weekly follow through, will need that lower high and lower low next bounce. As far as support, looking at SPY, the next level is down at 390.14. And then from there, the most important thing that I'm watching, if the bears confirm a daily downtrend, I'm going to zoom out to the 2-week time frame. This is the most important chart for me and time frame for me in 2023, or in the Q1 of 2023. Essentially, what I'm going to be looking for is, can the bulls confirm an inverse head and shoulders? Which would be a very notable shift if that were to happen. If that happens, for me, the probabilities that a bottom is in for the foreseeable future would be fairly high. We're watching retracement size. How much of this move do we give back? If we give back more than half of this bounce, it's a red flag. Bulls want to hold 50% retracement at the least, and then confirm the trend change. We had something similar back here on this bounce, and we gave it all back. Back then, we had the big move. We set a weekly higher low and started a bounce. As soon as we then broke that support level, instant red flag, and that's when I started to get really convincingly bearish. I was giving the bulls a chance. Prove to me, bulls, that you can change that trend there, and they failed. So it's the same thing. Can we set the higher low and change the trend for the first 2-week uptrend since all-time highs, which would then be looking for the bull cross of these EMAs. It'd be looking for this tightening RSI equilibrium to break bull. That's the chart. It's just a question of, do we confirm the daily downtrend to very clearly be seeing this 2-week consolidation? So we'll keep checking on that consistently over the next few weeks. And of course, CPI and FOMC next week are going to have significant implications in the short term as well. Nasdaq, so we did get the 4-hour tightening range overnight that we were talking about in the video yesterday, and we headed into this morning saying, all right, sideways range. If we break that bull, we're going right back into the middle of this range in a standard equilibrium, and bulls will be safe, at least for the short term, defending support. And if we break bear, it's going to be the bears attempting to prove to us, yes, we were serious yesterday, we meant it. And as soon as we broke the low of yesterday and then the low of Friday morning, that's bears saying, yeah, we meant it. And again, as that was happening, all of our major sectors are at the low of the day at the same time, showing that complete bear control. So now we're going to be looking for a Nasdaq hourly bounce. The hourly RSI was down in the teens. We're going to be looking for an hourly lower high to be the result of that bounce. And we need an hourly trend change back to the bulls for any kind of daily bounce to take shape. The Nasdaq has not lost daily support yet, but it's the kind of pattern where even if it holds at this point, we're going to be scouting a head and shoulders. So QQQ short-term support in play for tomorrow is 279.17. The dollar, daily bounce following through a little bit. Still a very weak daily bounce overall. The market is pulling back more significantly than the dollar is bouncing. Still EMA 12 resistance, still a clear downtrend. So that's something we're going to be watching closely over the next couple of days as well. Do we set just another lower high and start a broader market bounce? Or can bulls prove something to try and shape up the eventual daily trend change? Semiconductors down towards daily support. NVDA as well, trying to hold the higher low of 155.16. So key support level here. Aggressive bulls going to be watching for the potential of a bottom fish off of that level tomorrow. But again, I'm in bear mindset this week. and just scouting hourly lower highs. QQQ today, again, if you don't make the initial move off the morning, that's fine. There's opportunity after it. There's opportunity for 15-minute lower highs. We had a 15-minute bear flag here. Look at this 5-minute bounce attempt. We had the low, high of the bounce attempt, little double bottom at the low of the day. All right, bulls are proving something. Little break, lower high, lower low, gave it right back. As soon as that happens, as soon as we don't clear these resistance levels on the bounce, we cleared a couple, but hardly. You scout a bear flag, and it ended up being just a little bit of a rising wedge as far as a bull break with zero follow through. And then we rolled over. And from that point, the bears kept their full control again. So again, there's a lot of volatility and opportunity in the first 15, 30 minutes. But I personally have a much higher win rate as a trader, probably 10:15 to 11:30 a.m. after the initial move and then responding to it. Tesla, again, the only hope for Tesla bulls from here is a 2-day inverse head and shoulders. You could be on the daily as well. I like it on the 2-day just to condense it down a little bit, but we would have to hold the low here and break 201, this double top. Little bit of relative strength into the end of the day. We set the low of the day on the morning and then started bouncing. QQQ did not. So Tesla divided by QQQ, we know it's bouncing, showing that relative strength. Can bulls confirm the first daily uptrend of this relative strength chart in a long time? Even here, we didn't do it. We have not confirmed a daily uptrend on this chart since we topped out. So it would be notable if that happens here. Going to be keeping an eye on Tesla the next couple of days to see if bulls are able to shape up the higher low and attempt to head back to the 201 resistance. Obviously, the broader market would have to cooperate significantly. But we can say after this afternoon's trading that if the Nasdaq were to see an hourly bounce tomorrow, Tesla bulls are positioned better than many other names for it. High of today is much closer in play. XLV still barely holding on a daily EMA 12. We're watching to see, does it join Team Bear? It definitely was red today, but it is still an uptrend. And if we're green tomorrow, it's going to be the bulls attempting another daily high or low to keep that daily EMA 12. We know the financial sector lost daily EMA 12 yesterday, followed through for the bears today. There's a gap to fill at 34.35 to be keeping an eye on. Weekly stair step, bear break. If you don't know what a stair step is, search TheChartGuys stair step on Google. And so the weekly consolidation is underway. Again, EMA 12, is this going to be a bull flag? Or is the retracement more significant? And pretty much CPI and FOMC is going to dictate that. If we have a bullish market reaction to those two economic events, then the weekly bull flag will be shaping up. And if it's a bearish reaction, then the retracement size will then be more significant than what bulls want to see for a bull flag. IWM, sideways range breaking bear. That's sending us to the lowest level that we've seen in a month. Gap fill level 178.67 to be keeping an eye on. And again, we've just created space. It doesn't mean we're going to free fall now, but we're creating space for a daily lower high to be the result of the next bounce. IWM from here can bounce 4% and just look for a daily lower high. So again, the question for me on a lot of the charts that look like this is, can the bears confirm the daily downtrend after the next time we bounce? Biotech sector, big time rejection. At this point, I'm just viewing it as a low, high, higher low, lower high. So 78.66 is the most important support for me. Full on bear control the last couple of days. Didn't even get an hourly bounce going. This is an hourly stair step drop for 2 days and just massive. 2 days, no hourly bounce and a drop of 6% for the entire sector. Hourly bounce is very likely tomorrow, but a ton of space for a lower high there. Cannabis names. So I put out a cannabis specific video yesterday talking about these are bearish reversal daily candles. They've got some volume climaxes behind them. If we break the low of today tomorrow, look for daily consolidation. Keep an eye out for hourly oversold conditions. So very news driven. And this is just the perfect example. It's from a textbook showing you what priced in means and what probabilities mean as far as trading. So what we have here is MSOS, the ETF. We've got 3 days of pricing in this safe bill potentially being added to NDAA, and rumors on Twitter and people pumping it and putting out a whole bunch of headlines. Then you have the last 24 hours, the probability is significantly decreasing that it's going to be an NDAA. And we went literally right back to where we came from. So there's your rumors, and there's you finding out, nope, the rumors aren't true, and the price is pretty much the same point. So pretty cool to see the market pricing in something and then saying, nope, we were wrong, erase that pricing in. So played both TLRY and MSOS today, and I was shorting them yesterday. Today was the day to short for significant follow through, but playing some bounce. MSOS had a nice bounce at the end of the day, just a little double bottom. So got a little bit of that and scaled into TLRY a bit too early. Was using small positions, knowing that all major sectors were hitting lows of the day at the same time and knowing that cannabis was subject to headlines. So played a little bounce here from mid 430s, exited some at 443, entered a little bit more down in the low 4 range, sold a little bit on that pop. So I was essentially just flipping and looking for an hourly oversold bounce. And we did get that hourly oversold bounce into the end of the day, but pretty much at this point, I've got a small swing position looking for a daily high or low, and it is slightly red, but insignificant size at this point. There will be a solid daily bounce, in my opinion, in this sector, but being patient and keeping an eye out for it. But again, a little bit protective because of the the weakness in the rest of the broader market. But a huge win for the bears and a whole bunch of space for daily lower highs to be the result of the next bounce. And bears are going to be waiting for that. Gold holding on well, still a daily uptrend, still EMA 12 support, and silver as well. So overall, not nearly as weak as the broader market. And this is more in line. Again, we talk about inverse relationship with the dollar. And as I said, the market is weaker than the dollar is strong. But the metals are pretty much tick for tick with the dollar inverse, where we're still holding daily EMA 12. The dollar is still rejecting from daily EMA 12. We're still in an uptrend. The dollar is still in a downtrend. So much more one-for-one kind of relationship inverse. And the miners also looking for a daily high or low, closing at the low of the day the last 2 days, but still in a daily uptrend. So we can say during the last 3 days of broader market consolidation, the metals and the miners are holding on better than most sectors and stocks. Oil bear break dropping down to lower low. Took a little bit more profit this morning. First thing on my XLE short, and I'm in my last little position. I've scaled out a couple times, and at this point, I will exit my last bit of a position fairly quickly. At this point, we're down 7. We dropped 7% in 2 days for the entire sector. So looking to exit the rest of my short tomorrow, and then we'll be looking to potentially reload on a daily lower high. I would love to see it bounce into a back test and rejection of these EMAs, which are about to cross bearish. Look at right here. Bear break, bounce into a daily lower high, rejecting from the EMAs, and then another leg down. So I would like to see that to reload some shorts, but a very nice 2-day drop. Natural gas, struggling to bounce. Just little hourly bounces that roll over with no follow through. 4-hour RSI remains crushed, but that doesn't really mean anything to us because it's news driven and we're just hanging out around 20 for days. Daily RSI is not oversold, still dropping down towards 503 and 474 supports. So that is where we stand overall. Big win for the bears the last 2 days. Can bears confirm the daily lower high and lower low next time we bounce? 2-week chart for SPY, bigger picture. Watching for a cannabis sector bounce. Scouting daily lower highs in the cannabis sector. Scouting daily lower highs in a lot of places. And definitely easing back a little bit as a bear after the magnitude of the 2-day drop that we've seen here. And knowing that we have CPI and FOMC coming up. Watching to see if bulls attempt to buy any of this dip. And that's that, taking it 1 day at a time. I hope you're well. Do good things, See you tomorrow.